comfort and efficiency while maximizing savings. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111, or visit BryantLincoln.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
I could tell something wasn't right. My buddy Jake just wasn't himself. He seemed down. I was concerned about him and asked if he was thinking about suicide.
We all have a role in preventing suicide. Know the warning signs. They may not seem like themselves, be depressed, withdrawn, stressed, agitated, or talking about suicide. Call, text, or chat 988 for 24/7 support. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essink.
All right.
We can. Yeah, we can still hear you, Jeff.
Oh.
You don't have to have a panic attack there.
Okay. Well, I couldn't hear myself.
Okay, we need to get those checked out. Noted.
Like,
or am I on?
Okay. No, I actually just didn't have yours on.
Okay.
So that one was my fault.
Or just check it before the show starts.
it was on, but I couldn't hear my voice. So it's like I could hear you guys, but I couldn't hear my voice. But
all right, start over. Take two.
Take two. Welcome to Fitness Fanatics. It is Sunday, June 15th, and it is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there listening, stepdads, fathers, if you're, grandparents, whatever. Mm-hmm. Father walking in right now. DP's walking into the show. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about our dads here soon, but not right now, because we just want to do. Harrison's been gone for a couple weeks, so
just one weekend here. Let's relax.
Well, it's been 2 weeks since we've seen you.
Oh, yeah. That is right. You guys were gone. Right.
But anyway, so Harrison, fill us in on where you were last week.
We were in. I was in Arizona. Not we, but I had a bachelor party.
I was gonna say,
did some golfing.
Okay, you did say you were gonna go to a bachelor party in
Arizona.
Was the one.
But
but you didn't tell us okay, it's happening. So you did tell us about that.
That's all vaguely familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shout out to Pete.
The only one that actually cares.
Yeah,
to
the only
ask
one
you.
that remembered. No, I'm just kidding. Should have sent another reminder.
No.
Apparently, I got to everybody through the weeknights, and I had a nice little list for everybody. And then, so
not us.
Apologies.
That's okay.
But happy Father's Day to everybody out there.
We'll allow it.
We can handle it.
We'll allow it.
Yeah, you guys. I wasn't too worried about it.
Jackson, he didn't have to do much, right? We asked him a few questions, but he didn't have to lead us in or take us out. He was like, wow, he's just.
Yeah,
so
it's really nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think some of the weeknight stuff, and those are really great shows too. But
we've just been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, you guys, 3 years.
Yep.
Yeah, over 3 years.
So totally vetted at this point. Any producer can walk in.
No, it was good, but good. Glad you were able to get away and have some fun. Hopefully, nothing bad happened.
Just like
Just never
sunburn.
know.
A little
Right,
bit.
yeah,
Like
just
I'm
like-
just starting now to like peel a little bit in some areas, which sucks.
Yeah.
UV12, that'll do it. But
Did you
yeah, it was
golf?
beautiful.
Was it golfing? Is that what you
Yeah,
did? Yeah.
golfing definitely got it.
Mhm.
And then there's a pool, and then the pool, and then the golf, and
Yeah.
then UV12, and then we went to all their bars and stuff were just like outdoors, a lot of them. So
Oh, thanks.
we'd like some of the guys want to do a 20-minute walk to like one of them, and I'm already scorched. I'm like lathering on all the sunscreen I can and lotion because I'm like I'm definitely gonna burn up. And then we make the 20-minute walk, and then once we get there, all the seating's outside as well,
Nice.
and it's still scorching hot.
Mhm.
And then after we're done eating, we're still sit down for a rodeo. It was all very fun. So
Yeah.
but yeah, just be prepared for the heat,
Mhm.
especially if you got like my skin tone.
Bare skin.
Yeah,
Right,
that German
right.
hide got fried.
Well, welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of how the show's going to go today. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about dads. Kind of our theme is going to be about, exercise, nutrition, how that makes you a better father, better husband, better in your job, mental stress for dads out there. So, we got a bunch of things to talk about. But before we get there, we did have our last chance workout yesterday. 3 hours of kickboxing at both gyms. It was tough this time. It was a little tough for me, but I made it through. I really didn't do all 3 hours.
Mhm.
I did about 2 hours and 40 minutes of it.
We had a bit like I had instructed a lot this past week leading up to last chance workout. So I think that kind of was part of it too. Like I was just a little burnt out a little bit. Like my knuckles were already red going into Saturday, going into 3 hours of kickboxing because I taught quite a few classes. But no, it was great. I had fun. I'm a little sore. I've definitely been more sore from a traditional 60-minute Saturday class. I just feel
Strength training.
Yeah. I just feel like my shoulders are kind of sore. My back muscles are sore. Like just from being on your feet basically for 3 straight hours.
Yeah.
And then we went and walked around a little bit yesterday too.
Yeah, when it's funny how like our members, everybody kind of views it differently. Like some just love it. They like post like it's amazing every time. They just look forward to it. Some I know that they won't even go to the gym on Saturday. It was like, no, I'm not even gonna I'll just stay home. And then some like, nope, just gonna do strength training.
Or they just come for a little bit of the
Come for a little bit.
I mean, 3 hours of kickboxing is a lot. It's a lot, but it's manageable. We were giving one of our members, Ron, a hard time because he said he came for like did he come for the last hour of last chance workout and then stayed for strength training?
Yes,
Yeah.
Ron Nachman.
And
Yes.
So he said he came in and he was like, well, I was kind of not to be judgy, but those punches everyone was throwing, and I'm like, weren't 100% or whatever.
Yes.
And I'm
So
like,
he
that
rolls
would
in.
be like jumping into the last 5K of a full marathon and just asking people like, why aren't you sprinting? You don't even look
Yes,
like you're
exactly.
running very fast. Like that's kind of the point.
Come on, guys.
We tell people to like pace yourself. For me, I definitely throughout the 3 hours, every time I was on the bag, I really tried to focus on power when I was punching and kicking, but there were definitely a lot more like walking away from the bag, then walking back up, hitting the bag, doing the combo.
That's the Amy Wagner move, right?
Yeah, not quite as I didn't drop like not the big circles.
You
Amy Wagner does a big circle.
It's like you're refocusing.
Yeah. So there was a lot more of that. So my intensity was still there. It
Mhm.
was just the frequency was a little bit lower.
And you guys, you were at Yankee Ridge, and shout out to the Yankee Ridgers. The last 2 last chance workouts, bigger crowds,
Mhm.
more members doing all 3 hours versus Meadow Lane, which has kind of been a shift, I think, in
Yeah.
2025, because in 2023 and 2024, it's been Meadow Lane. Like there were times where we have 30 bags at Meadow Lane, and there was one last chance workout where 40 people did all 3 hours.
So you share a bag, which is fine. That's what
I mean, it
one
was
of the
just
things
the
we
gym
do.
was just packed.
Wait, say that place had to
3
feel like a
hours.
sauna by the time you guys.
Oh,
get
yeah,
done.
it's-
Windows fogged up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
It's a
it
workout.
was amazing.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yesterday we had 7.
Which is also amazing. And 7 people that did all 3 hours.
Did all
not
3
only
hours,
7
yeah.
people in the gym because
Yes.
people come and go. Instructors can't, not everyone can stay for 3 hours. 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning is a big ask, especially if you have kids in sports and stuff like that, or your kids were doing something the night before.
Or if
Like,
you were
we get
wanting
it.
to do something the night
Right,
before, on,
yeah,
like a
yeah.
5 a.m. That's
5
commitment.
a.m. You got to get up and be at the gym at 5 a.m. and know you're going to be working out for 3 hours. Like, it's not something you should take lightly.
No, I'm just saying
So.
it's been shifting.
No, it has
towards-
definitely been
towards
shifting.
Yankee
but I was
Ridge
just,
because you guys had about looked like 17, 18 people that
Yeah.
were there,
it was a great,
and we
great
had
group.
7.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a little,
Uh-oh.
but we had a
We're
little
gonna
bit,
get in
we had a
trouble.
little bit lighter. And if I bring up so yesterday I kept saying, "Oh, Meadow Lane's getting soft. You guys are getting soft over here," and then I'm reminded that they won all the tug of wars,
All of
Yeah,
them.
that's tough.
so I can't really say much, but
That's all in good fun.
it was good. We
But I
even had
know, and even this session. So normally we do 6. We usually normally do 9 instructors, right? We
Yeah.
change instructors every 20 minutes. And even this time, because we had a lot of instructors out of town, we had to do 6 instructors.
yeah.
So that's
people
why.
people are gone.
Yeah, a lot
And
of
it's-
people are out of town.
It is Father's Day weekend too.
Yeah.
So if you're out, visiting your dad somewhere, you're not in Lincoln, but
Yeah.
I know there are a lot of people just sitting at home also.
Well, that's true.
So,
You 100% would be sitting at home if you didn't have to be there.
maybe.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
It's-
I'd still be there because
It's hard for me not to do all 3 hours when I'm working out with our 10-week challengers, like at Meadow Lane. Derek was out there. Chelsea was out there.
Justin.
Justin, who's been on Youth Football 101
Yeah.
for the last couple weeks. He was out there.
Mhm.
I don't think he was on yesterday, but the previous 2 weeks. So he's been a guest on the Youth Football 101 on Saturdays. So he does a lot with that. So he was out there. So we had 3 of our 10 weekers. But that's what's cool for me is to see those guys that 9 weeks ago, after 5 minutes of a rhythmic warm up, we're just like, wow, this is just,
I know.
So it just kind of goes to show what you can do when you eat healthy and you work out and you really embrace what the Farrell's program has to offer.
And
Because
just the adaptability of the human body.
I know we
Yeah.
could do
Hard things.
amazing things.
Yeah.
But
Maybe not tomorrow.
that's right.
Right. So,
Unlike what we're trying to do, ride 100 miles in 2 weeks on the bike, which the farthest we've gone so far is 21.
you keep saying we're going to be fine. We'll be fine.
I am fine.
We'll be fine.
Riding a bike 100 miles is different than running a marathon.
Well,
Like
100%.
I could just pedal and go. Like I'm not really too.
Yeah, the
concerned
only
about
things
it.
that concern me about the bike ride, that because we haven't trained, is like my hands and shoulders holding myself up on the bike the whole time. That they're gonna hurt. They're gonna hurt.
Yeah, but like we were talking, they're going to hurt anyway.
I know.
Your hands are going to hurt anyway, whether we go out and ride 40 miles today
Yeah.
or
And it's
not.
not like we don't work out. I'm not worried about
That
it.
was like the don't prepare segment.
Yeah,
We
but we're in good
exercise
shape.
6 days
Well,
a
you
week.
guys are
right.
gym owners.
Yeah,
It's
we
not like
teach-
you guys don't work
I
out
just,
on a
like,
daily basis.
instead
I
of
mean,
a
we do.
Instead of a 3-hour bike ride yesterday, we did 3 hours of kickboxing. I think I think we have the
You guys would be fine. I might struggle a little
capacity.
bit more because I'm not working out 6 days a week.
right. Yeah, multiple times, 6 days a week. I think
Yeah,
I
that's
taught
true.
like
You
10
guys
classes last
We
week.
do a bunch of classes.
So yesterday, after our last chance workout, so we kind of did our Father's Day celebration for me because I'm a father.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
Two-
says
2
Happy
children.
Father's Day to you as well.
Well, I
Text line.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. So this is kind of, I don't know if people listening might think it's kind of corny, but so we went out to the Archway Museum in Kearney. Have you ever been there, Harrison?
I mean,
Is that like the arch that everyone
drives
talks?
under.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'll bite my tongue. No,
Have you ever been there?
yes, I have been there. Not just like actually stopped. I've just drove under it.
Oh, okay. So you've never been there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it's kind of been this family. We did it
Joke,
for,
kind of.
Yes, we did it for the plot of the family, basically. Also, anytime that we can find an excuse to drive near Grand Island at all and eat at our favorite pizza place, that was the actual motivation. Our favorite pizza place is in Grand Island, so we're like, we'll go eat there, and then, but let's just drive a little bit further and go to the Archway. So we went.
And we got a great deal because it's their 25th anniversary. So instead of costing $15 a person, it was $5.
Yeah, it's good
Costs
timing.
$15.
Yeah, that's
Yes, I'm a little okay. Yeah,
I know.
after going through it, it was like, it was kind of the coolest thing was like when we walk in, there was this guy standing there that it was like
Not
for
you.
Ben. I thought it was just a statue.
Or like
Ben thought it was
an animatronic.
Thought it was an
person?
animatronic of like somebody in the 1800s, and it was a real person that started talking to us, and we were kind of freaked out about it.
I was not. I knew it was a real person right away. First of all, because where he was standing, like they wouldn't just put a robot or whatever animatronic right in the middle of this entryway.
I mean, it was good. He was looking like he was from the
authentic.
1800s for
Yes.
sure. Yes,
He looked authentic. He looked like a trapper or something.
he did. Yeah. So that way, it was. You got these little things that you listen to, like a little walking tour, and I'm just like, oh.
I think if you're really into history, $15 would be worth it. So you go up into this archway. It actually is really cool.
It is
It
cool.
looks cool.
Yeah,
It's cool.
It is. It's cool. Like it's they put a lot of work into it.
Mhm.
But it's like these dioramas. There were some really cool ones, like just throughout, from the Oregon Trail, and then it goes through the 50s, and you just go through a lot of different things. But you get these little walkie-talkies that you listen to, and you like take them up to these plaques, and it tells you a story, whatever. Jeff got impatient after the fourth one.
Well, there were like 50 of them.
So
I mean, that's
we
a
probably
ton.
listened to maybe 10 total. And yeah, there were 52. So we
Right.
could have spent a lot more time in there. Like if you're a real big history buff person, like, yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to like just sit there and listen to
That's
it.
what it
I would
is.
want
It
to
was-
read. I just would want to read
They
it
had
myself.
things to read.
Yeah, you could read it
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, they did.
But I also could just like,
So we
read it
didn't-
at home maybe too.
Yeah, we had gone through it before. So in 2005, we went on a family like reunion trip to Colorado. And so that was kind of one of our stops. Our daughter was 2 at the time. And like Jeff's dad and stepmom were with us. And so we made that one of our stops. We stopped, get out of the car, stretch your legs,
Yeah.
whatever.
It is a good like little landmark to stop at.
Yes, yeah. And then so I don't think they did the walking tour part though.
I don't remember any.
that.
I don't remember that at all.
Is it like arrowheads and stuff like that, or is it just like
there is like
There's like artifacts.
Artifacts.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
yeah, like you go up you go up into this escalator, and as you're going up and you get off the escalator, you like walk through the top of like a covered wagon, and then you're like on the Oregon Trail. And then it talks about the Oregon Trail. It talks about it was cool. It was very realistic, like dioramas.
This is as realistic as they can get.
They were okay. So there was one with this like classic Cadillac, and there's a guy in the seat, and I like leaned over a little bit to feel the steering wheel because I really like steering wheels of like old classic cars, and it made me a little bit uncomfortable. It like felt like I was too close to a stranger, even though it's not a real person. I had a moment where I was like, almost panic attack that I was that close, like face to face with a stranger. So I had to get away from there real quick. So it was good. It was interesting, but yeah,
Someone will love it.
Yeah,
That's someone's history.
like again,
right up
and
their
we've
alley.
tried to do this a couple times on our trips to Grand Island, but then like Ben had to work, and so when we went to go see the Sandhill Crane migration, we maybe were going to, but then we ran out of time. So it was like our third time trying to do this. And they also had, because it was the 25th anniversary, they had this big outdoor thing going on. We didn't really do any of it, but Jeff's like, "Oh, do you want to milk a cow? Do you want to rope a..."
Like I thought there were real cows out
Right.
there, but there weren't. It was just a fake cow.
It was like a fake cow, and then to rope a whatever, a
Little steer. Whatever.
yeah, a steer. It was like a hay bale with a little head on it that, but Jeff did go do it again for the
And
plot.
guess what?
Got it on the first try.
Like I
Lassoed
was
it
John
up.
Cook.
Now you have to prepare the lasso
Hit it.
yourself, or is it already like looped?
It was
lasso?
already a
Oh,
loop
it was
lasso.
already
Yeah.
looped, and he almost dropped. He dropped it and almost like right away. But then once he got it going,
You had to figure out so it didn't get so small. It was just like, but when I hit it first try,
Yeah,
we
it's an
got
art.
we got it on video. But I just lassoed the head of the steer.
Luckily, it was all right. This would have been something would have happened to us but luckily it was right outside the exit as you were leaving, because if Jeff really would wanted to do it and we had to have walked any amount of distance to get to what ended up being a hay bale, it would have been a different experience.
It was pretty hot yesterday too.
It was.
So that was pretty fun.
Yep.
So we did that, and then we went to our favorite restaurant, pizza place, which is the Wave in Grand Island.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids bought dinner yesterday for me, and two is just more now our daughter's out on her own, and that there's not very often that the kids are in the back seat, right?
Yep.
Like, so then in the back seat of the car for 15 years, everywhere we go, the kids are with us. Then it gets to be just one kid. Now I'm getting a little nostalgia,
Mm-hmm.
but so it's just kind of cool to have them in the car and driving out, spending some family time together, all in one little vehicle. And the kids were back there on their phones like they used to be when they were younger.
Laughing at
games.
stuff.
Yep.
It is always like interesting when
So
I
it's
go
fun.
back home, and it's like, because now I got 3 older brothers and we're all over 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
So
But
we'll
you
hop
still
in the
fall
car.
into like your roles, right?
Yep. And
Yep.
it's like we get in the back of the car. I get like the worst seat a bunch of times. And I'm like, and we're all just jammed back there like we're little kids again. That always kind of cracks me up.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's just kind of like old times, same but different. We did have a moment. So when we left Kearney and we were driving back to Grand Island, we didn't take I-80. We went the back way. We went down some highways.
Went through some little towns.
Bill Bush would be very proud.
Did you go through Arlington?
No.
I don't think so. Can't
Would that
remember.
have been there? Like
Which direction were you going?
well,
we were
back to Grand Island.
Oh,
West,
back
Kearney.
Grand- No,
east.
you definitely
Yeah.
wouldn't have.
Okay, no.
There were 3 little towns. You don't remember what they were. Gibbons.
Was that one of them?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember. But
Did you say you were going west east?
We're
So we-
driving east.
Okay.
So
So we
coming
went-
back from Kearney.
yeah, we drove to Kearney and then back to Grand Island.
You definitely wouldn't have
Yeah.
scraped by.
And so just from Kearney back to Grand Island, we took the highway, which I actually do enjoy much more than driving on the interstate. But then Ben was like, oh, it'd be better if it was a gravel road, which I lived on gravel roads. They are overrated. It's
We were
just
like-
dusty.
We're like, why would it be better on gravel
You
roads?
can't hear anything because it's, but then Ben pulled out the Bill Bush pack a lunch and
Feel the crunch.
feel the crunch
I
from
never
his
heard that
better
one.
days.
Like it was probably a year ago that Ben heard that.
That's a good one.
It's stuck.
He pulled out
Take your
the
kids out on a gravel road.
lunch, feel the crunch. We were laughing so hard.
I
It
should
was-
tell my dad that.
it
That
was
is a
so
fan, 'cause
funny.
He takes gravel. He's the ultimate. He takes
Yeah.
gravel by choice every single day. He just
Yeah.
And
loves
did you
the
live?
gravel.
Did you live on gravel? Then your farm.
My farm was. Then we moved to town. Like it was like highways, but like you
Oh,
could
yeah.
easily take a gravel road all the way
Mhm.
up to Yankton, which was what my dad did every day. And
Yeah.
there's just gravel roads everywhere. Few main roads, everything else gravel to get to all the farmers' homes. And
That was how
rural
I grew
spots.
up. Gravel roads, overrated.
super dusty. It is the
Yes.
worst part.
So
How
dusty.
dusty your car. Like you don't think of it, but if you drive gravel all the time, like you'll just wipe your finger across your
Yeah.
dash, and it's just so much
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
gets in your car.
Or you just like tap the side of the outside of your car and just
You tap your
comes
seat.
off. Yeah.
I can't understand how my dad does it to this day still.
Yeah,
I'm
with
like,
the windows down.
yes,
I know,
Get
yeah.
the windows down.
No.
Oh, the scary thing about the gravel roads is on the hills. Like I'm always like, oh, what if somebody's coming over the hill and they
People
don't
die
see
like
me?
that. That happens.
Yeah, some people are.
Head-on collisions.
They make me so upset when I'm like, because you'll see them fly it right up the middle of the
Right.
hill, and
Right.
like if it's a kind of wet out, you can't
You
see
don't
the
see the
smoke.
dust cloud.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, there's an art to it for sure. So no gravel roads, but we did enjoy that. I did enjoy the highway because the interstate stresses me out.
It's just semis and it was annoying.
I
But-
like just the basic highways. Like
Yeah.
I always go through North Bend when I go, like just go through small towns, but
Yeah.
that does not mean I'm taking
Right.
gravel.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So it was good. But anyway, Bill Bush's cool parenting tips stuck in the
Stuck.
mind of
Back
little
of lunch,
Ben.
hear the
Yeah.
crunch.
It's
lunch, hear the
amazing.
crunch.
We were laughing so hard. We're like,
Uh,
I can't believe he
Because you couldn't
remembers that.
remember. You're like, what was it?
And he
Ben
knew
just
what it
whips
was.
it out.
That was the title of the cool parenting tip. He's like, take your kids on the gravel roads. And Yeah, you could hear him say it.
Yeah, I'm gonna call my dad after work. I'm gonna try to remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell him hey, make sure tomorrow morning pack a lunch.
Enjoy the crunch.
The crunch on the road. All right. Well,
Feel
we're
the
going to take a
crunch.
break. When we come back, we're going to share some stories about our dads here on this Father's Day episode. So stay with us here. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still though have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at coppellcars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G2893358.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through June 24th are $1 off ground beef, 15% off on aprons, 15% off Cornhead beer, and buy one, get one 50% off on brats and hot dogs, limit 2. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Welcome back to the Fitness Fanatics. Again, it is Father's Day Sunday, so make sure you call, text your dad if you can. I don't have a dad because my dad passed away.
Okay, you have a dad.
10 years ago.
You have a dad.
I do?
You just can't call him, and he's just not alive anymore.
Oh.
He's an angel.
Okay.
You have a dad. He's
I
just
do.
An angel.
I had a dad. I guess I do. So anyway, it's been 10 years now, so I can joke about it a little bit. It's okay. I'm not like getting all sentimental, but so anyway, so yeah,
It's okay if you want to get sentimental.
you can. So if you have a special shout out to your dad you want to do, text us 402-484-5685. I'll call it out on the Starter Aim text line.
There you go.
So we're there. We're there for you. So Harrison, tell us a little bit about your dad. Any good memories growing up?
Just all horrible. No, great guy.
Just horrible.
Yeah.
You blocked it out of your memory.
Yeah, you can tell by the way I turned out. Something that no, fantastic guy. I think I can't remember if I tell this story. I don't know. He just always has a really good sense of humor. Like
I
really,
don't think you've ever talked about his sense of humor. I think you normally talk about his work ethic.
yeah, that's always the given, right?
Yeah.
So I'll try to avoid that one. But a really
Yeah.
good sense of humor. Very. I don't know. He just always like really find a lot of humor in like the very small details. Like he'd laugh about like really silly things sometimes. And like the one I always remember is, you guys ever get really, really strong magnets when you're a little kid and try to push them together?
Oh, yeah.
And it just like,
Yes.
I'll never forget. Like my dad, he was working on the farm. I must have been yapping like nonstop. And he must have tried to figure out something to get me to do. Just shut up so he could let him work.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. He gave me like 2 really, really strong magnets. He's like, I need to put these together. I'm having a hard time. Can you do this
I need
for
your
me?
help.
And I think I probably spent like an hour and then some. And then all of my brothers, Sawyer at the time, who was only 2 years older, he started trying. Houston, who was like a little bit wiser, was just, I think at that point, kind of just laughing at the whole scene. But yeah, no, found a way to occupy all 4 sons.
That's pretty smart.
Trying to get him done.
Yeah. And it was just like, and he was just, I just know he was probably cackling, just a huge smile. And the other day, another one, I remember I was like golfing. I was just having a heck of a time. And like, you ever get frustrated, you swing the club into the dirt. And I was like, you're like 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
And he's like, when you're done chopping up the lawn, try hitting the ball.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. Like he was just had a really good sense of humor.
Yep. Just those little like inside family jokes are always fun.
Yeah, and we'd
we
always
had a
take
couple of those
jabs at each
yesterday.
other.
Yeah.
And it's just like lighthearted. It was like some people can like say a joke and put a little bit of heat on it, but in a loving way that's like never over the line. So
That's how my dad and his entire family is, like my uncles. They're the ones that you can't never believe anything that they say.
yeah, that's exactly it.
They will just like tell you the wildest things totally seriously, and you don't know who to believe it or not. Like it's like literally 50-50. It could be true and they could just be making it up. They could be
Charles Tales.
pulling your leg, as my grandpa would say. That's always a fun kind of sense of humor. And like you said, it's fun as you like your older brother. It's fun as you get older and but you know that your other family doesn't know. That's always kind of fun to watch those kids get stuck in the trap of, if believing those dads and uncles. They're tall tales.
Never forget Easter. They put one pink egg in there. Well, because I was like a little joke. I had a full Easter.
Because you're all boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like they just knew that would defeat my soul.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Just like light pranks like that.
Yes.
No, it's super funny.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
That's good.
Still funny, I should say.
Yes.
Nicole, anything for you?
Well, we were just kind of talking about, growing up. We've talked about how I didn't have the greatest like childhood growing up, but I don't want to bring down the mood. But, my dad was definitely a hard worker. We were talking last night. What were we watching when we were talking with Ben? Oh, we were watching Parenthood. So we're rewatching Parenthood, the TV show. Did you ever watch that show? That one?
I think I did.
Okay, you would know if you did. It's about a whole family. Craig T. Nelson's in it. And anyway,
He doesn't even know who that is.
no, I know. I forgot. He doesn't watch. He's never seen Coach. Anyway, there was a scene where one of the kids fell asleep, and the dad Crosby picked him up and carried him to his bed. And you were saying, Jeff, like that was always the weirdest thing when you were a kid. Like you'd be in the car, you'd fall asleep in the car, and then you'd wake up in your bed, because your parents carried you in. And I remember that very distinctly. And then Ben said, well, yeah, I would just pretend like I was sleeping so you would carry me in. And I think that's what I did too, because I have very distinct memories of being carried into the house. And I think the only reason my dad would do that was if he thought I was sleeping. So I must have done that too. But
I
that's
was
just
surprised to hear Ben say he pretended to be asleep.
Yep. So you'd carry him
what?
in.
That's classic. You never did that as a kid?
I don't remember pretending to be asleep.
You
no.
were asleep. That was probably like you were sleeping. But I grew up on gravel roads. I don't know how you're sleeping on a driving on a gravel road, but that's a callback to our first segment.
Well,
But
I
that
brought
was
it up.
fun.
Brought it up because I was like, how wouldn't it be nice to somebody just carry us to bed?
Would love that.
It's incredible.
Like,
I would love
Harrison,
that.
you're just you're like, man, I'm
too tired.
so tired to even get to the bed. Can somebody just carry me? put
You've
me in bed
offered
for
to
me?
carry me before, but I don't want you to fall down the stairs and we'd both end up hurt. So you've offered.
Then your pride's gone with it as well, on top of the injuries.
Yeah, slip on the stairs. Yeah,
you
not
need
be it.
counseling, marriage counseling.
That would be many levels
So
of
it's like,
bad.
that's how I get her up off the couch. Like, here,
You
I'll
want
just
me-
come carry you. No, I'm not getting up. I'm getting up.
Carrying me. But that is like peak childhood. I think it's just that, being carried in. There was one time when I was young. I very distinctly remember this too. It was raining and it was at night. I probably told the story, and my dad was carrying me on his shoulders. And my parents were very young parents. So, I mean, he was probably like 24 at the time, maybe 23, 24, because I was young. I'm young enough to remember, but he was carrying me on his shoulders, and it was raining, and he fell. He fell with me. Yeah. I don't remember the falling part. In my memory, I remember being on his shoulders and like bouncing down the hill to the house. But then I do remember him falling. But so it's just kind of a funny story.
Yeah.
But
I think for me, a couple things. One is obviously the connection with Nebraska football. I mean, that's, growing up in Iowa, I distinctly remember listening to games on the radio. He had a little, little radio, and I just remember listening to games there like that. So now when I listen, like I don't think Ben's ever listened to a game, right?
Yeah,
on the
that's
radio.
my dad. They just loved listening to the call.
Well, because you
on
couldn't,
the radio.
you couldn't like back. I mean, back when I was growing up, the games, Nebraska games, weren't on. I mean, we had maybe.
Yeah. So what was this setup like? Because all that generation, they had their radio set up. What was yours?
It was just a little because we lived in Des Moines, so we had to get a signal from Omaha.
was it like a cassette player too, or is it just a radio?
I think it had a little cassette player,
Okay.
but it was just like, I mean, it was kind of a high-techy one.
You just sitting in the living room in the garage? Okay.
Sitting in the living room,
crazy
listening
to
to the
me.
game. So now when I listen to a game on the radio, I can visualize what's happening. Like I don't need to see it to kind of know. Like they're like, oh, guys in motion.
Oh, Ben could visualize.
He probably
it.
could, but he's
I
never.
don't like to do that.
Yeah, he's never listened. You mean because now you can just watch it on your phone, on
Well, you've had
YouTube.
some
But
really good play-by-play.
Yeah,
And we
announcers here,
do.
too.
I mean, we do listen because inevitably when you're watching sports, at some point you pull your phone out and you're on your phone and you're just kind of listening to what's
Right.
happening. So
The problem
or
now-
I listen from the back, like I'm in the kitchen doing something, and I really just
Yeah.
listen based on the crowd noise to know if I need to go in the living room and see what's happening.
Yeah, the problem now, like you can't sync up television and the radio,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we have YouTube TV, so ours is always a little behind anyway. Like, so there's always like a big moment. I put my phone off to the side because I don't want somebody texting me 3 seconds before it happens, before it happens for us. So syncing that up but I still enjoy, like, I know the ticket plays a bunch of NFL games and stuff. So when I'm driving home from work or I'm out, I love turning them on. Or like when you guys they're doing like high school baseball or basketball, like I can listen to Nick on the call and just visualize what's going on out on the court even.
Yeah, and shout out to Nick Sander in Austin too. I know Austin helped for baseball, but those guys do. You're pretty hard pressed to find, I think, like especially new people doing it, because you want to let them
like
get
a
their
lost art.
you want to like make sure like they get their training, and it's not always going to be great. And Nick's been doing it for a while now, but that helps greatly when you have people that can actually properly call it. Because I'm the same way. I always say that I love when I go into new towns. Is like, what does the local radio sound like? Because you do get a little bit of buzz in the city,
right?
And like sometimes you pull in, and if you came in during the college baseball state, you'd be like, oh man, there's Lincoln East and Lincoln. Who are they playing?
I can't remember who, some Miller team.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Miller North.
you get some cool rivalries, and like you'll hear stuff going on. You're like, oh, that's where all these county plays are coming from. I don't know. I like that stuff.
I don't know if I could do play-by-play. I did one time.
Would be hard.
It depends on the sport. I think you could do basketball.
We went to the College Football Hall of Fame, and I sat in a booth like I was an announcer for the Doug Flutie Hail Mary.
It's like you call the play and they record
Miami.
it. We have a VHS tape of
Of me
Jeff calling
calling.
the play.
I was like, Flutie's back to pass. There's the throw.
But it was a play you already knew what happened.
Yeah,
too.
but it was like kind of me calling the action on the field. So that
was cool.
It was.
But
it was.
I think that it would be hard, especially like what Nick does with the high schools, because the pressure of getting the names right and knowing in the moment which number and name, and like that would be the hardest part.
Oh, especially the high school.
Yeah,
kids,
I'd be like
they don't
the
always
batter, the first
pride.
like I wouldn't say their names. Like that would be so hard.
You guys
so much pressure.
See that video? I feel so bad for the kid. If it's a legendary video, it's his first time doing like a live like sports highlight segment, and he just deer in the headlights, because it's the part where you put it passes it to the man.
Yeah,
boom, shakalaka.
Yeah,
he's like just drowning out there, and you feel terrible for him.
It does. Yeah, but those guys know names.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy. Crowbait texted and said, "My dad used to listen to football games on the radio, but watch the games on mute at the same time." Yeah, that's what we were kind of talking about. Because you can't do that now with, if you're watching it on satellite or like for us for YouTube, like. Yeah, I'd much rather listen to Damon Benning talk about only Nebraska, be pro Nebraska instead of just anti Nebraska, which all these announcers are. So I'd much rather do that, but unfortunately, that's just you can't pair it up. So
even in that Texas game, I'll never forget that where Sue was a monster. It took a while for them to start talking a little nicely about Nebraska.
Yeah,
because after a while, it's like, okay, you have to talk about Sue. This guy's an animal, and this defense is incredible. And then the second half, they really talked about Nebraska, but there's a lot of this Texas offense heading into it. Texas and Colt McCoy, and it was like nonstop Texas, which was fine. But then you got to talk about Nebraska, and it took until Nebraska's defense was showing out before they got more limelight.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay,
so
I guess we have to start talking about them.
About what? Oh yeah, because they're doing well. Yeah. So that, and then also, I worked with my dad for a long time, which was challenging
memories. Not always good ones.
Tough. He was a tough person, right?
Was.
So that was hard. But whenever I tell him I need a raise or something, he'd say, "Go sell more." You want a raise? Go sell something. Like,
it was your dad, and working for your dad, I think, was the definition of like tough love. Because I don't think he ever had like the intention of being as verbally abusive as he really was, but
I don't think he really realized how verbally abusive he was.
I don't think so either.
Like if he were alive today, like there's no way he could talk to somebody like he talked to us back then.
No.
Or even customers.
Yeah. No.
Like just be on the phone with a customer.
Yeah, and that's why you just you just sit back and respect the generations ahead of you.
Really just have to.
Things change fast.
They do change fast.
So you can't hold grudges forever.
No.
But no, he instilled, just like my mom, hard work ethic. Like nothing's handed to you.
That was the thing about Wayne.
You got to go make it happen.
That was the thing about Wayne too, because he was giving you that from his experience.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably felt like he could be a little harder on you, because he was like, it's that traditional generation. Like, well, back in my day, I had to put up with this, like toughen up. I did it. Doesn't
Rub dirt
mean
on it.
has to be as that hard. Like, if we're in a position where we can make things easier for ourselves or easier for the next generation, we should want to do that instead of expecting them to suffer as much as they did. I think that was part of it too.
And what's funny is like you always have when you're a parent, like my dad would always say, like, when we were working for him, like my brother and I worked for him. Oh, you guys have it made. Back when I was in sales, I had to go to a phone booth. I had to put coins in a call from a telephone book and like say all that stuff. And we're like, whatever, but then I fast forward to our kids and I kind of use the same thing, but when it's with dating, like for their Katie's boyfriend and Ben's girlfriend. And I'm like, well, back when your mom and I were dating, we couldn't just FaceTime each other for 2 hours
we
at
didn't
night.
have cell phones. Like you would call my house and no one was there. There was no answer and you didn't know where I was.
No clue where she's at.
No way to get a hold of each other.
Right. Then if I leave the house, like so I sounded just like him telling me that. And I'm just like, whatever. I don't really care what you had to do.
Yeah.
And then there I come. It's paying it forward to our kids. So I wonder what Ben
I don't know.
will tell his kid,
Are we running out of things?
14, 15 years from now. Like,
it's crazy. I don't know. Because even I will say the younger generation's like a lot more cautious of like even like how easy everything is now. Like I think even them are like,
like
put
really
the phone down too sometimes. Like even they're a little bit aware of it.
Yes.
So
yes, they are.
It's crazy.
That is true. What was Ben just talking about that he does when he puts his phone down? Oh, Ben just said yesterday in the car that he went and ate at a restaurant all by himself. He said he put his phone down and just sat and enjoyed the meal. And our daughter was like, I've never eaten in a restaurant by myself in my whole entire life. So that is true. I mean, it was like,
it's crazy. Like you feel weird about it now.
Yeah. It's like,
and like that's a terrible thing. You should not feel like naked with your phone, but get to an elevator and you don't have your phone in your pocket. There's other people in the elevator. You're like, oh boy, do I look at the wall? I don't want to make eye contact.
Mine is going to the grocery store without my earbuds.
Oh, so yeah, that one.
I'm gonna have to go walk through the grocery store and like listen to my thoughts and listen to other people and not have something to distract myself.
You get that Beyonce song on the radio overhead speakers.
That is true. There are some stores that have really good radio overhead that I don't mind not having. But so that was Ben. Just put his phone down. Sat and ate a meal by himself.
Well, because I said I used to go to Pizza Hut back in the day.
Used to do it.
And get a little personal pan and order cheese sticks like in between appointments when I was on the road in sales. And, I didn't have a phone to look at. Like I would actually, I remember I tried to go buy a newspaper somewhere. Like,
oh, see, that's incredible.
I'd buy like the USA Today.
I know.
USA Today, go into the restaurant and read the paper, get in the sports section.
Only the sports section.
Yeah, I wouldn't look at anything else, but just the
the
sports section.
Missed that a little bit. Because like there is something about like when you have access to everything all the time, all of a sudden it's not as entertaining.
I agree.
Well, back, but I'm sure you play fantasy football and stuff, and here I sound like an old person, but back when I started,
it was a process when you started.
You had to watch like you'd be watching a game like, oh, the Bears Vikings are on, right? And if I had Brett Favre as my quarterback, I'd have to wait till they go to a highlight. Like, all right, we're going to go to Packers Lions here. And then they show and like, yes, Favre threw a touchdown. That's how I would find out.
Do you guys tip the commissioner in that era?
I don't remember.
Because the commissioner had to do a lot more in that era. Like, that is a full, that's full on being a commissioner.
Yep.
Without the apps doing everything for you.
Yeah. Figure in the points. It was like touchdowns only. We didn't do any yards because it was just too hard to figure out all that stuff. And like the official scorebook basically was the USA Today, right? So Monday, Sean would go and he'd look at everybody's roster. It was just a manual
like free
thing.
Entry for the commissioner.
I think his was free.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think his was free, but yeah, he figured it all up.
Because that's a lot.
But yeah, or like just not knowing scores or just now, now
you're waiting for the ticker too. You can't even go to YouTube and just like give me the. You're going just waiting on ESPN in the morning, looking at the ticker, and just if you miss one, you're scrambling, or you got to go buy another newspaper. You got to figure it out some way.
Well, and the NFL Primetime with Chris Berman and Tom Jackson, like that was the show to watch because you didn't know what was going on in all these other games, so you saw the highlights and it's
And it was
all
so
at once.
entertaining. It's
Yeah,
so
but
good.
now you just you know everything that's happening. Oh, it's like, oh, this person's in the red zone. Here, let's just go right to the. You know what I mean?
I try not to watch Red Zone for that reason.
Well, we don't either. We'll have the Ravens or the Bears on.
It's great. Like, I don't blame anybody, but like I myself,
That's too much.
Just be looking on your phone the entire time if you watch Red Zone, like
Mhm.
looking for stats, and it's like
chasing the dopamine
Yeah,
rush or
literally.
something. Yeah. that
I
doesn't seem
know.
right.
It's
We got to go
pretty
to break.
crazy. All right. Well, again, happy Father's Day. If you have any more stories, you can text us 402-464-5685. Stay with us. 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
When you're outdoors beneath Nebraska skies, adventure comes in all sizes. From quick escapes and long weekends to true off-the-grid retreats. Paddle, hike, camp, explore. Whether you have a few hours or a few days, we'll guide you to a state park or recreation area that's a perfect fit. Start your next adventure today at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
I want to ride. Do you want to ride? June is officially riding month at Rod's Power Sports, Nebraska's largest volume Honda Power Sports dealership. Come in now and take advantage of huge savings and a great inventory selection during Rod's I Want to Ride celebration days all month long. Simply schedule a qualified demo ride on one of their new Honda motorcycles, ATVs, scooters, or side-by-sides, or purchase a new or used vehicle, and you get a free custom I Want to Ride t-shirt. Plus, all month long, they have 10% discounts on all wearables, parts, accessories, and oil change kits when purchased with a new or used Honda. Free refreshments served each Saturday morning in June. Just show up and say, I want to ride, and they'll fix you up with some free stuff and help you pick out that new ride. Come ride with Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln or online at rodspowersports.com. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda Power Sports vehicles are for riders 16 years and older. Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in June. Try their brand new s'mores cold brew with graham cracker cold foam. Also try a s'mores croissant and add cake batter cream cheese to any bagel. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone and Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln with more exciting news for area car buyers.
Charlie, it's just announced that Honda of Lincoln has won 3 of the Lincoln Journal-Star's Lincoln Choice Awards: Best New Car Dealer, Best Auto Repair, and Best Place to Get Your Oil Changed.
Wow, that's great, Andy. Anything else?
Yes, we were runner-up for Best Pre-Owned Dealer and Best Tire Dealer. A lot of people don't understand that we do sell tires here.
Very exciting, Andy. Why do you think your dealership is winning so many awards?
Charlie, we simply say it's the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business.
Looks like Honda of Lincoln is the great news headquarters for Lincoln.
Yes, and even all of Nebraska, we are also announcing that Honda of Lincoln's the only dealer in the state of Nebraska to win the prestigious Honda President's Award for 2024.
Honda of Lincoln, Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Early break.
So you're getting coffeeed up at the mill?
Yeah, so I walk over to people.
Would you be willing to come on every day? Is there something that you'd be able to do?
You know, actually, I got a lot of things to say. You know, so
if you please every Friday, at least before a game, Coach, we'd love to have you. It'd be a riot.
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. Harrison, we are exactly 10 Saturdays away from college football.
Like 9 now.
We have 9 Saturdays of no football. And on the 10th Saturday, there's football. 70, well, now we're about 70 days away.
Are we week 0 with Cincinnati? Or is it?
No, well, so we're technically week 1,
it's the Thursday
but it's
game.
the Thursday of week 1. So the very, very first game is Iowa State, Kansas State in Ireland.
They get the double.
Get the Ireland game.
All
Yeah.
right.
Last year it was Florida State, Georgia Tech. And then obviously we know who it was that, well, Notre Dame, I think, played there, but
That's the place
2022,
where
we were there, obviously.
One team always seems to walk away cursed.
And that was Florida State, right?
Florida State last year.
And they
it
sucked.
was us the first
Yep.
year. Beware Iowa State, or did you say it was
Kansas State. That's a great game.
Oh, yeah. One of those teams is going to have an awful year.
Great game. I know we have one of our members an Iowa State fan, and I was talking to him about it, and it's like one of those things like after the game, you're like, yep, it's going to be a great year, or season's over.
Yeah, it's if we have the same outcome this year, they're gonna dub it like the curse of Dublin or something.
Could be,
because it'd be insane. Because I still can't. FSU, how many games did they win? 3, 4?
Not
3, I think.
Yeah, it was
games,
bad.
3 games is crazy.
And they were
From being
after being
one,
13-0.
The team left out the season before.
Yep.
That's wild.
And now they have all of our defensive coaches.
Yeah.
So that's a storyline for us to watch.
At least one player. Well, we'll see how their season goes.
Yep. So we're 10 weeks away, which is freaking awesome. It'll be here before you know it. But if you want to interact with the players, you can do that 5 weeks from now, because 5 weeks from today is the Husker Road Race that benefits pediatric brain cancer research. All the players are out there. You get to meet them, autographs, pictures. They're along the course. I mean, it's fantastic. So we are looking forward to that.
They cheer you on.
Yep, they cheer you on
during the race.
More than just football players too.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sometimes with basketball teams been out there, volleyball players have been out there,
I think it
cheerleaders
just
are out
depends on
there.
what's
going on? Yeah.
I would love for them to get like a pacer. Like
Yeah.
get some people that would do the cross country team or that stayed over for the summer. Like someone go out there and actually do the races like a
That's
pacer.
true. Yeah.
Just to see like how does the average man compare to the Division I athlete? I don't know. That'd just be interesting to me.
Yeah, it would be. have like some type of an endurance athlete, see how many times they can just complete the course over and over and over again.
Well, it'd be cool,
It'd be
too.
done 2.5 times by the time I was done or something. Like that'd be
They
interesting.
keep laughing you.
Yeah.
How's it
It'd
going?
actually be pretty interesting.
But then there
to
might be
see.
that 60-year-old who came in
never
or
know.
secretly a great runner, and you're
Yeah.
just like, who the hell is that?
And if you
60-year-old running with them?
win or beat them, like that's cool too. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So yeah, that's coming up on July 20th. You can go to huskers.com/road race. $35 for the 5K, $25 for the 1 mile fun run. And again, talking about being Father's Day. I mean, if you want to be a rock star father that your kid will remember, like I say this every time.
I know.
If we would have came here in like 1992 when I was at my starting and I was meeting Steve Taylor, like, I mean, that would have been amazing. Keith Jones, like those guys back before I was, before Frazier and Phillips and they started winning. But even back then, oh my gosh, that would have been the coolest thing ever as a kid. So dads, spend $25. And here's the cool thing too. You can use your child to go in and get pictures with the players.
Live vicariously through
Yes,
them.
I've done that with Ben. Like, I mean, you just, let's go. Oh, can you take a picture with me and my son? Yeah. Right? I mean, so
And
now
then
like,
you just crop Ben out of the picture and then make it your phone background. No, you've never done that.
look, here's me and Dylan. No, I haven't done that. But, so it's just kind of a cool thing. Like, as you get older, like you kind of like, I'll be 47 at the time of the race. You're kind of like, okay, I'm here talking to a 17-year-old.
Yeah, but
It's
still
kind
cool.
of, but I'm still just in awe of the players. And I know like
And it's the future of football, which is cool too.
future football. And now they're Ben's classmates,
Mhm.
right? He's going to go to school with everybody.
Yep.
So he's going to be a Husker
Mhm.
coming up as well. Now, poor Ben, so we're going to go, we have a hotel room booked for the Cincinnati game. But poor Ben cannot miss his first week of classes because a college student.
There's like a special event that day at
Kasner.
Kasner.
And he has classes on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So he can't miss the first
And
week.
it's good to be responsible. Don't be
He-
the kid that
He was very, very
It
good
was
about
funny.
it.
We were at that orientation and they're showing up. Kasner Day is this. And I looked over at him and it was on the 28th.
Oh,
and
he
I,
probably had grief in his face.
Yeah.
I looked over and I was like, well, I know where I'll be on the 28th.
Typical dad jab there.
I'll be in Kansas City. You will be here at this Kasner College event. But Nicole's going to stay home too so they can watch the game together.
Yeah.
And Katie and I are going to go down to the game. So just so you guys know, Katie and I, every time we've gone to a game with just the two of us, we've never lost.
Yes, the
So-
opposite of the Ben Jeff curse.
We drove over from Des Moines about 4 times, 4 years in a row. Went to a game together. One of the coolest games we saw Josh Allen. We were at the Josh Allen game when he was with Wyoming. He threw 5 picks. We were there. And we went to some Big Ten games too. So it wasn't like we just went to
the
Cupcake
Cons.
Central. Like we're going to Houston Baptist. So, there's another win for us. We're undefeated. It was nothing like that.
That's how I tried to start
But
McNeese.
that
McNeese
was
did, almost lost.
Yeah, that was Katie's one of her dreams back then was she always wanted to sit in the boneyard and take her shoe off, right? So I think Ben's going to try to get 2 tickets in the student section so her and Ben can go to a game and sit in the boneyard so she can fulfill her dream of sitting in the boneyard.
Yep. That'll
Great
be cool.
time.
That'll be awesome. So, but anyway, so that's what's going on. Well, we're going to go to break. Be right back. Hour number 2 coming up. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Hopefully you and I agree that you should do everything you can to save your marriage. Divorce is hard, expensive, and its outcome is usually not all you hope for. However, when doing everything has failed, when divorce remains as your last option, consider Cordell & Cordell as your first choice to help you through the divorce process to a better place on the other side. We've been a partner men can count on for more than 30 years. Let us be that partner for you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln. 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone and Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln with more exciting news for area car buyers.
Charlie, it's just announced that Honda of Lincoln has won 3 of the Lincoln Journal-Star's Lincoln Choice Awards: Best New Car Dealer, Best Auto Repair, and Best Place to Get Your Oil Changed.
Wow, that's great, Andy. Anything else?
Yes, we were runner-up for Best Pre-Owned Dealer and Best Tire Dealer. A lot of people don't understand that we do sell tires here.
Very exciting, Andy. Why do you think your dealership is winning so many awards?
Charlie, we simply say it's the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business.
Looks like Honda of Lincoln is the great news headquarters for Lincoln.
Yes, and even all of Nebraska, we are also announcing that Honda of Lincoln's the only dealer in the state of Nebraska to win the prestigious Honda President's Award for 2024.
Honda of Lincoln, Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Are you buying a home? Westgate Bank understands that you need to make important decisions during your home buying journey. Our local lenders in Lincoln and Omaha make themselves available so you can get the information you need to know. Use our mobile mortgage app to manage your transaction from pre-qualification to closing, no matter where you are. Get the service and convenience you want from a local community bank where our interest is you. Learn more and visit us online at westgate.bank. Westgate Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essink.
All right, welcome back in. We've got a couple more dad stories here. Crowbait texted in and said when he was a kid, he was flying down the road on my bike, hit some loose gravel, totally ate crap, and all the way from across our pasture, I could hear my dad laughing loudly. We heard just walk it off a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He was a caring soul. Yes, that's you walk it off. You tough it out.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Yeah, well, it just gets more severe that way. Walk it off was a thing forever because at one point in time, that's all you could do.
Well, and I think we were raised that way. And so I think I was that way with our kids too. And it's kind of, luckily they were not very like adventurous, so they didn't get injured very often. But in hindsight now, I do think that they could have, like, if they would have really hurt themselves, I probably would have been the parent that would have been like, you're fine. And they would have been walking around for like a week with a broken arm before I took him to the doctor or something like that.
Well, Ben did have that one where he was in the backyard.
Yeah, we took him to the doctor immediately.
Yeah,
for that.
He was like, oh, his arm was this and that, and they thought it was broke, and
his elbow,
and then we bring him in to
get an X-ray,
and he just points up to the light.
You don't even remember the story. He hurt his elbow. We took him to urgent care. They were going to do an X-ray. But even the doctor was a little suspicious. She's like, I don't think it's injured. I don't think it's broken. I think it's just kind of stuck. But he would not straighten his arm, and he would not let the doctor do it. And so she's like, okay, let's go do an X-ray. And they go to do the X-ray. And then the doctor was like, hey, can you push this button? And he went, boop, straightened his arm right out to push the button, and it just popped right back in place, and it was fine. They didn't even do the X-ray.
Yes, that's as close as we've
been. The doctor
been.
saw him coming from a mile away. Of like, okay, how can we get him to push a button and straighten?
Yep, and he was fine.
That's where you just need a doctor's touch.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kids are weird, like pain tolerance.
They are. If you just give them the slightest distraction from their pain. So yeah, we lucked out, but we did take him, obviously, but
we didn't just rub dirt on it.
No.
Some kids like have the pain tolerance, but they just won't.
Yeah.
Because I have one of my classmates, his wrist is like, I think to this day, he's just got a bunch of broken bone bits in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he just was like playing football because he's like, yeah, it kind of hurts, but definitely not broken or
you
anything.
get like that kid adrenaline. That happened to Ben one time. He was at a friend's house and he came home and he tripped on the way home. Like he fell over their landscaping and he shredded his shin, and he just comes running in the house like no big deal. And I'm like, Ben, what happened to your leg? And he looks down and immediately burst into tears because he saw it. But when he hadn't seen it, it didn't hurt at all. So yeah.
All right. Well, so I got one more dad story. Mm-hmm. This is really funny. So when I was 16, I was working at Godfather's Pizza, and I remember this. It all kind of ties into sports. It was the weekend. It was the season opener. Nebraska was playing West Virginia in the kickoff classic. I know Nicole hates when my memory like that's really good. So I was over at friend's house, and I was supposed to work like 5 to close. Right?
Weren't you supposed to be there early? Wasn't a fundraiser?
No.
Oh, okay.
There was fundraisers that I overslept.
Oh, okay.
No, anyway, I was still supposed to close.
Oh, yeah.
So
and I
5 to one's closed.
Like 10:30.
It's okay. You missed a good about 5-hour shift there.
A busy shift.
And this was like on Saturday, and the Husker game was on Sunday. So I wasn't doing it to just miss to watch the game. But so I wanted to call in, and one of my friends, and this was like not friends that I worked with, but friends from a different school district, called in, said, I'm Jeff's uncle. Is the family engagement. Well, the managers
family emergency or whatever.
They didn't buy it.
Oh,
obviously.
Put Jeff on the phone. And I just didn't go in. I'm like, I just can't make it in. Oh, I got like 3 write-ups. And so then the next day I remember watching the Husky. My dad and stepmom were out of town.
Mm-hmm.
There's another reason I tried to pull this off, right? And I remember Nicole was talking about how like she saw her dad at the bottom of a hill and she was scared to death because she knew she was in trouble.
Yeah.
I knew I was in trouble because they got wind of this before they got home.
How'd they get wind?
I don't know if my sister, I don't remember how they heard about it. And I just remember my dad coming home and he's just ripping me up and down. He was like, we just got tickets to take you to your first Husker game. And that might be off the table now, right?
No.
So I was basically going to be fired, okay, from Godfathers. It's my first job. I was 16. My dad, Monday.
After ripping into you.
Oh, ripped me
right.
to shreds. It was just, so he went.
He was not mad. He was just disappointed.
Well, he's mad too.
I know, I'm just kidding.
He went to Godfathers and talked to the manager. And he just was like, I can assure you this will never happen again. And I did not get fired.
He went to bat for you after all.
He went up there and I told Ben this story and he was like, oh my gosh, would you go talk to Cindy for me?
His boss.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm not. My dad he didn't care about confrontations at all. He died arguing, ripping into somebody in court. That's how he went out. But anyway, he went up there
in court.
Yeah. In court. So he went up there, talked to Sean Comer, who was the one who hired me, and I didn't get fired. And I'm still friends with Sean to this day.
Really?
Yeah.
30
worked there for a long time.
Yep. 31 years later. Like I've done fantasy football with him. I have his numbers in my phone. I worked at Godfathers till I was probably 21, 22, another 6 years.
He probably just hated you at that when you
called
in. You guys are good friends.
Yep.
Yeah. So still friends to this day. Yeah. But it was just, so my dad saved me. And gosh, I don't know what I would have done if I would have been fired. But
you would have gone and worked somewhere else.
And also I did end up going to the Husker game. They played Pacific.
Well, yeah, he didn't want to miss it.
Played Pacific in Memorial Stadium in 1994. That was the first game I went to there. And that was not ironic, but that was Tommy Frazier's he played against Pacific and then he was out with the blood clots. So, and then I didn't go back to a game until probably till like 1998, I think was the next time. But anyway, so yeah, Dad saved me. So I appreciate it because that was kind of a life altering deal because I worked there for so long.
Yep.
Thought I was going to be a manager one day and just kind of didn't work out. But anyway, so
pizza owner or gym owner.
Yeah. I appreciate that he did that for me. I don't know if I could go talk to Ben's boss if he screwed up like I did, but
I think you could.
I don't know if she'd listen though. She'd probably be like, he's fired, get him out. But anyway, all right. So
yes, we're
going to talk about kind of our episode today is just strong body, strong mind, mental fitness for modern dads.
Yeah.
So kind of where I know I told Nicole I want you to lead this, but where I wanted to start was not a little off subject, but we were kind of talking before the show started about what our dads taught us about health, right?
Yeah.
So if you're out there listening and you're dad and you have kids, your kids are always watching, right? So my dad really didn't teach me anything
about health,
and fitness and physical activity.
Showed you the counter example.
Yes.
What's
Cautionary tales.
The counter example of this is what not to do.
Right.
Which is how some kids have to learn.
And they if just remember, and I know my sister would talk about this too. They worked. They were my dad was in sales. He was, he worked nights. We joined a gym. It was kind of like a Y membership or like a Genesis type gym in Des Moines. It's called Seven Flags. So we joined that, but I don't ever remember
the only reason he joined that too is because he was friends with the owner.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's
but
really the only reason. I can't picture. Other than Wayne did later do Farrell's.
He did.
So I do know what he looked like atrociously kicking the bag.
Yep.
But I can't imagine when I met you when I was 16. I can't imagine Wayne and Nancy go into the gym wearing their little
like Brian and Tammy Luther.
right, yeah. Or
They're
like
in their
just
60s and they go every
with
day
their
together
tennis rackets and their little
to play tennis.
Yeah.
No, I never. I never have any memories of that. So I didn't really get taught anything.
Yeah.
And I know Andrew would say the same thing. We just never were taught about nutrition, anything. So,
well, when you played sports, like in school, was nutrition, you guys ever talk about any of that at that point? Or was it just like,
I don't think so. I mean, we had like a health class, but we were just little podunk, Waukee, Iowa. I mean, it was a teeny tiny school back then. I just remember there was a health class, but nothing like now. And we've talked about like our daughter, she knows macros, proteins, carbs, fats, calories, based from us.
Yeah.
So just remember your kids are watching, so some of the habits that you have and you're doing now that passes on to your kids.
Yeah. Like what are the things that you would hope that Katie and Ben have learned from you that you didn't learn?
Just working out consistently.
Yeah. Right.
And they well, I don't know if Ben remembers me, but I'm sure Katie remembers me just overweight and not healthy.
Yeah, I wonder if Ben remembers that at all.
Probably not, because it was 2008 when I started Farrell's. But we have pictures and what I try to do, I've talked to them about their grandpa dying of a stroke at 69, and that kind of history's in our family. But just the we would make our kids eat vegetables, right? Growing up. And I know Ben's eating habits now are not.
That's because he's an 18-year-old boy.
18. We remember back to when we were 18, what we were eating.
It's always been my, because it's a very, with kids and parents, it's a very difficult balance because how you talk to your kids, that determines their internal, like how they talk to themselves too. And so it can be hard. So, I never give, even when Katie was younger too, and she would eat, unhealthy foods and stuff. Like, I don't want to be called that almond mom. That's what that's called, where an almond mom is like a mom that like doesn't eat anything all day long and like gives you all this toxic diet advice to
kids.
Yeah, to your kids. Like you drink 4 cups, you go on vacation, like TikToks are being like on vacation with my almond mom, and she drinks like 4 cups of coffee in the morning and then like picks at a sandwich and eats 3 French fries at lunch.
Or maybe one condescending tone.
Yes.
Like, oh, you got a lot
Yes.
on that one. I'm going to enjoy my salad.
Right. I would much rather be the opposite of that. So I think we've done a good job of like teaching them balance, but also not shaming them for making poor choices right now. The only thing that I've always said to Katie and Ben is like, Ben pretty much consists on, his diet consists of like Doritos, pizza, Culver's, frozen burritos.
I mean, it's all really good.
Right.
There's a line.
And that's when we have healthy food in the house. He'll eat string cheese. If we have fruit, he'll eat it. But when he's making bad choices, I never shame him. But I will say, like, enjoy this while you can, because you will not be able to eat like this forever. I wish I could eat like this sometimes too. But he did eat a bowl of Cheerios for breakfast the other day as I was leaving. So that was
I'm
good.
still at that age, you're just ravenous. I mean,
that's the other thing.
Eat and eat, because you're just sitting there at that age, you're just burning calories like crazy.
He ate when we went to our pizza place. I mean, we ordered 3 large pizzas for our family, which seems ridiculous, but Katie wanted to take some home.
And we took some home. Yeah.
So we took some home. So we ordered them knowing that we were going to be taking some of it home. But Ben ate probably almost a whole pizza himself.
Pretty close.
At that age, like, I think I could easily destroy an entire Casey's when I was like 18.
I can eat today. I could.
But I'm not going to shame him for that.
I could find that dog in there.
He also didn't eat the crust, which is doesn't quite count. But
that's interesting.
So because he doesn't want to waste the fullness on the crust.
We do have a text from BJ, one of our former members at Farrell's. So appreciate you listening, BJ. Says, happy Father's Day, Jeff. Appreciate it. Happy Father's Day to you. Son and I are heading up to the College World Series today, thanks to DP. So shout out to
Very
DP.
Cool.
Awesome.
Oh, nice. I wonder if he wants some tickets.
Must have,
said, who should we root for? ? And then he also said, my son says burgers or busts for nutrition.
Burgers.
Now, today, oh my gosh, BJ, you're going to the College World Series. You don't want to be the dad that's like, son, no, we're going to get water and
We're
we'll
gonna
see
take
if we
some
got
celery sticks.
Yep, celery and carrots, and we're not going to get a hot dog or anything. No, we try to, and you've been done Farrell's before. We don't want our members to be those people. We want them to enjoy the moments, right?
Yeah.
Because if you just have your son only eat carrots and celery today, that's probably what he's going to remember.
Right. Yeah.
He'll be on a radio show 20 years from now saying, "Well, I remember when my dad took me to the College World Series and I couldn't get anything. I
Right.
couldn't get a burger. I'd have celery and carrot sticks that he brought from home."
It's a sometimes food. Those are sometimes food.
Yeah, and we want you to enjoy that. Like yesterday, we enjoyed the heck out of that pizza. It was really, really awesome.
And you and the kids also had ice cream right afterwards.
We
too,
did, but
which
it's
I don't know
about
how you were able to eat ice cream after that. But
well, I powered through. I found that dog, as Harrison would say. I found that dog. So who should he cheer for? Harrison, I got the games just pulled up here. Arizona and Louisville. And Coastal Carolina against Oregon State. Who would you say? Like I would say Oregon State because Nebraska beat them 2 out of 3, right? So you could say, oh, we beat Oregon State 2 out of 3.
I mean, they're all teams that none of these teams were here last year. If we're looking at just today's games, I'd probably go Coastal Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Just give me the smaller
well,
teams
because
that's their bread
small
and butter.
Team.
Yeah,
it's a small.
They're
team.
a good baseball program for sure, and they usually are. But otherwise, like, if I honestly had to pick out of the entire pool, though, I'd take UCLA.
Well, he's just
more
today's games.
Okay,
I
Coastal,
today.
Coastal probably.
Coastal, and then I don't really like Arizona just because they beat Nebraska pretty bad in the bowl game a long time ago.
Oh my god,
when they had Teddy Bruschi. I don't even know if you were born then, but it was the Desert Swarm, and they beat us pretty good. I don't even remember. I don't remember who was coaching in that game, but we did lose to them in one of those bowl games. And then Louisville, they kind of stole Lamar Jackson from Nebraska. So I do have a picture of Lamar Jackson in a Nebraska jersey on his official.
See, I can't even
that I've sent to
players like Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. It's like we just clearly weren't evaluating very well.
You can't even be mad at them.
The thing with Lamar though is
he chose to go.
Pelini got fired.
Yeah,
and that was it with Lamar.
Right, so that's not Lamar.
And the reason we didn't recruit Joe Burrow is because we had Lamar in the bag.
Yeah,
and it just all blew up.
Well, that's not Louisville's fault.
I know it isn't. So I would be cheering for Louisville.
I got some trivia for you though, and why I was going for UCLA. When was the last Big Ten team to win the College World Series? Now, if you add in the Pac-12 schools, it's very much different because let me double check. I know UCLA won it.
So a true Big Ten. Well, and USC's won like the most College World Series of any college, or second most.
Yeah, 2013
ever.
UCLA won, but like not adding any of the Pac-12 schools. When was the last time a Big Ten team won the College World Series?
I would honestly have no idea because up until like 5 years ago, I really didn't even care.
Yeah.
So I would have no clue.
We have to go down all the way to 1966.
No
Ohio
way.
State.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So BJ, we're cheering for UCLA to win it all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now they won one earlier, but like since we got now they're official.
But now
Big
they're
Ten.
official Big 1960.
Let's get some representation.
So we want to cheer for the easiest path for them.
Yeah, we want
Right.
to cheer for UCLA because then we can flex a little bit versus the SEC,
I don't
right?
even know if that's a flex.
They have,
It is. It's always the Big Ten.
Like UCLA, they probably got like some of the best baseball jerseys in the college game. Their jerseys are awesome.
lot of
The baby
options.
blue and gold.
Yeah, there's a
The
lot of
Bruins
options
colors
there.
were always nice.
All right. Well, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back and we'll get on
I'm
topic.
allowing a lot of tangents today since it's Father's
That
Day.
one's on
She's
me.
giving me.
It's okay. I'm
You're
allowing
giving me
it.
a little more leeway.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and the guys do a little more sports talk.
Fine.
today. All right. Well, we'll be right back. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping structures and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
Western Sand and Gravel is hiring for a variety of positions at their sand and gravel plants near Ashland. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Available positions include plant operators, dredge operators, and shop service technicians. They offer great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, paid holidays, and paid time off. No matter your experience level, on-the-job training is available to help you build a rewarding career with Western Sand and Gravel. Start your career today. Visit westernsand.com.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
In today's digital world, technology works great until it doesn't. At Hamilton, we work to keep your business up and running. We are more than an IT company. We're your partner, focused on customized solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Say goodbye to tech stress and unexpected IT costs when you hire Hamilton. Together, we help you focus on what really matters. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Are you buying a home? Westgate Bank understands that you need to make important decisions during your home buying journey. Our local lenders in Lincoln and Omaha make themselves available so you can get the information you need to know. Use our mobile mortgage app to manage your transaction from pre-qualification to closing, no matter where you are. Get the service and convenience you want from a local community bank where our interest is you. Learn more and visit us online at westgate.bank. Westgate Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still though have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Summer is here, and it's time for Acres postseason planter parts sale. Save big on all in-stock John Deere planter parts. Get an automatic 10% off your purchase, or get 15% off when you spend $5,000 or more. Buy over $10,000 and get a whopping 20% off. Visit your local Acres location today and stock up on planter parts and save thousands. Hurry, this sale ends August 31st or while supplies last. Acres, your John Deere dealer.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back. So we do have a text from Bill and Bennett. He says, does the Jell-O shot competition at the College World Series count as sports talk? Because we're not actually talking about sports. We're talking about Jello with
Nutrition.
alcohol.
Well, first
in it.
of all, I said I was
Nutrition.
allowing it because it's Father's Day. And yeah, it's probably more nutrition talk than sports talk. I
Well-
mean, it's not more, but we can count it. Jello shot, there's some gelatin in there, which is collagen.
Oh,
Like-
there is a little healthy stuff in there.
No, it's not healthy.
No,
but
it's not.
What
we
is
did pull it
Jell-O
up.
made out of? Is it just sugar?
Gelatin, like
Huh.
animal byproducts, like hooves and
So it's not. Is it healthy for
Yeah.
you or not healthy? Like
Jello
some
shots are
no,
not healthy
no,
for
you. Not a Jello shot.
Let's be
Just
clear.
Jell-O.
But if we go to the store and get some Jello,
Jello is kind of like it's nothing really.
it's like water.
Kinda-
It just
yeah.
kind of keeps you hydrated.
Popcorn?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like popcorn.
Like it's not going to kill you, but
No.
not really helping you that much
Yeah,
either.
it's not
Popcorn,
health food.
popcorn's totally okay. It's just when we put on a pound of butter and salt, and
I didn't ask
And
the
then
movie
you-
theater guy to do it.
then you drink
put
it
on there.
Then you drink a Pepsi with it. Then it gets unhealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then who just wants to eat plain popcorn? I mean, that's kind of a waste of time.
Yeah, that's always my bane at the movie theater. It's like you get a blue moon and some popcorn. Wonderful experience. But
Well, anyway,
right,
as
let's-
far as the Jello shots challenge goes, now that we looked 12 hours ago, they shared that LSU is like way in the lead right now.
And we
10,000.
we did not know
10,000.
this. I was wondering if because I was looking at this and I was looking at all the shots and it's $5. I was wondering if they were raising money for a charity
Right. And
instead
they
of just pocketing all this. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't imagine people are just buying 10,000 shots for just to make this bar millionaires.
Yeah.
So, but they do. Last year they raised $145,000 and they just help combat. Would you say food
insecurities.
insecurities?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So that's cool.
yeah, shout out Rocco's.
So
It is kinda
BJ,
interesting to
BJ,
see.
if you're out there, you go get a Jello shot. Just make sure your son doesn't have one unless he's 21.
And who are we cheering for again? UCLA.
UCLA,
UCLA
yes.
is in last.
Well, that's because their
in the Jell-O
fans
shot
they're
challenge.
still in LA. They didn't come out for this.
Well, you would think the Nebraska we'd be going for the Big Ten at least.
The Big Ten really doesn't like us all that much.
That's just how we garner favor. Like,
I
come on, you
guess.
guys, go buy the Jello shots for UCLA. You can take
They
a little,
probably got a
take
ton
a
of
little
people
credit for it.
flying out from California to Omaha.
You'd think. I don't know.
Probably not.
No.
All right, Nicole, let's get into some of this
Oh,
talk.
we're gonna actually talk about
We
a
are.
topic
We
today.
got about 15 minutes.
Well, just 10.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, because we were thinking about topics to talk about today, and I just wanted to, I thought maybe we would talk about like the pressures that maybe, the mental health or connection of fitness and dads and stuff, because it's not something that men talk about a lot, right? Like you're not generally
Right.
reaching out to your friends to tell them your troubles or being like, hey, how are you going? How's your mental health right now?
I don't think I've ever had that
Men
conversation
don't
with
do
anybody.
that. I know men don't do that. So since we're short on time, I did learn something new when we were looking into this
Okay.
about
Let's hear it.
men's health. That 1 in 10 men experience postpartum depression, which I was surprised about. I mean, I don't know if Harrison, if you ever heard of postpartum depression.
Is that like after the baby?
Yes.
Well,
but
that's mostly women are
Right.
diagnosed with
Like,
that.
I
So
was-
yeah,
yeah,
I
I
was aware
never-
of women, but
Right.
not men.
Yes, postpartum depression in women is very common. It definitely happens. It can become even more pronounced and become like postpartum psychosis. Like it's a
Mhm.
very prevalent. It's something that when you have a baby, you go to the doctor. They're asking you how you're feeling. They're asking you questions, making sure your mental health is okay. Because sometimes, postpartum depression can lead to harm for the mother or the baby. Like it's a real thing. But I guess I never really thought that men could suffer from postpartum depression.
Well, some guys, I mean, they could think like, well, the dynamic has changed too in the house for guys, especially if you're going from no kids to having kids.
I think that's probably I don't know. I was going to say, I think probably I wonder what the statistics are, if it's more common with the first baby or, as a dad, we have 2 kids, but imagine, you have your best friend, Matt, has multiple,
Four. He has 4 daughters.
4 daughters. Like, man, that fourth baby being born. I mean, talk about like, imagine how you would feel. What's the pressure? You think you'd feel any pressure as a dad?
I think you feel pressure as a dad just for feeling like you're the provider
Yeah.
of the family. Like, we talked about there's been times now being a business owner is stressful.
And you've been a business owner for
A long time.
because
18 years, 19
owned
years.
your dad. You were part owner
Yeah.
of your dad's business,
Right.
too. So
There's
been most of your adult life.
there's been times where I can't sleep because I'm stressed, right? How's this 10-week challenge going to go? We have
COVID. The stress of COVID being a business owner.
Yeah, how are our gyms going to survive? We this is all we do. Like, if the gyms don't survive, we're going to have to move out of our house. Like, all that, and as men, guys, you just kind of you put that on your shoulders a little bit, I think, and yeah, you don't want to talk about it because then you're kind of perceived as rub some dirt on it, right?
Guys have a really bad pride problem.
Right.
You're just like, if I give up, that's a failure. If I ask for help, it's like you're just super. Yeah, I don't know what that is with guys. I think pride is probably the biggest thing that kills a lot of them.
Oh, I agree. Yes. But I thought that was interesting with the postpartum depression and like what you're talking about. Yeah, like I feel like your first child, it's definitely stressful because it's so unknown. But then as you continue to have children, like you think it's going to get easier, but the pressure, I think, gets a little bit bigger, especially like for Matt having 4 girls. Like,
he's just ready to
right.
Yeah, his oldest is just
she's just getting into the teenage years.
Yes,
right?
His oldest is just a teenager.
I mean, same thing with if you had 4 boys and the pressure of having like multiple boys, like your parents, and like
my mom. I will say, my mom initially was really worried. Worked out well. She said we were much cheaper, so
that's
cheaper,
true.
Maybe save a little bit of money.
And I think that people think about it more now. I hope, but like the pressure of raising boys because they're raising men, you know what I mean? And so I think sometimes when you're in the middle of parenting, you're just trying to focus on the day to day, and then at a certain point you kind of zoom out and you're like, these boys are going to become men someday. Like they're going to be fathers or they're going to be, a husband, and then you want to make sure that you're providing the character support that you're raising good people too, and girls too. But I don't know.
And something too, it's stressful. Like if you really think about it, like, I mean, I tried to, your opinion might differ, but I hope that I gave our kids as a dad, and not just a dad, but as a husband role model, right? One for Ben to look at and be like, okay, how did my dad treat my mom my whole life, right? I mean, yes, we argue that's normal for people. But how did he treat her? Was he mean? Was he,
critical
and because
supportive?
Kids see that. Like, I remember things when I was 5 or 6, 7 years old that were said to me that I still remember to this day. That was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they said those things to each other.
Grown adult, like said that knowing there's kids in the room.
Yeah, like those types of things. And I hope that Katie has seen, how I've been her whole life and like what she is looking for to be treated from a husband, right? Like, I want to be treated like my mom was treated.
So you do get a pattern. I think, right? Or am I wrong? Isn't that like how most abusive relationships happen? Because the girl typically had an abusive father.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that becomes normal. What you think is normal. It's just like, our minds are so, especially when we're younger, our minds are so impressionable. Like, think about when you were a kid and you watched a scary movie, and then, for weeks and weeks and weeks, you couldn't stop thinking about, oh, what if like this happens to me? Right. Yeah. Because your brain doesn't know the difference between what's normal and what is not. And so if you're grow up in that, it can be, I think it can go either way. My parents were married until I was 15, and they had a very tumultuous relationship. Never physical abuse, but they fought a lot and they said a lot of mean things to each other.
That's how mine was too.
Yeah.
There was never any physical abuse. It was just like,
it was pretty equal
things that you hear.
Like, you don't even like each other, let alone love each other. Why are you together? So, when they got divorced, like that was, to me, it made sense. My sister, who was 3 or 4 at the time, she didn't really understand.
Right.
So I think that is something that man, when you get into that day to day and you don't realize who is listening, how they're listening, how that's going to affect your kids. So I think especially for men, I mean, for women too, but like you said, Harrison, it's just more socially acceptable for women to vent with their friends or for women to seek help or
Be
just
open more, I think.
right. Yeah. Or just to have that self like exploration of like, why do I feel this way? And maybe there's a way that I can feel better. But like, if you were having like if I have some type of weird health symptom, I'm Googling it. If you have something, you don't care. You just like whatever, unless that you tell me and then I tell you, no,
Right.
you should, then I Google it.
Right.
For you.
Right.
I can't. Someone said it this morning. They said like guys read the headlines,
Mhm.
girls will give you the whole story.
Right.
The headline and the description under it. Guys will just, so even if they are going through something, they'd be like, yeah, bad day.
Yeah. Right.
They won't tell. Maybe it was a really, really bad day, but that's all you got.
Yeah. A bad day could be like, oh, I got stuck in traffic, or a bad day could be like, I lost my job and I don't know how to tell you. And, you hear those
Mhm.
stories about, men who like hide that they've been off work for 3 months.
Well, you see it from wives too. Like
Yeah.
and it becomes really ugly because it's like they're going through the money and the guy
Yeah.
had so much shame. He never told him like, we don't have money right now. We should not have been using any
Yeah.
credit. And it's like, yeah, stuff's tough.
So I think that's why it's important to kind of talk about it and to just like understand that that's normal. Like, when we were talking about this at home before we came about the stress of being a business owner in those times. Cause Jeff, like famously, you always say like, you don't understand, you don't relate to people who have had mental health issues, mental health crisis, because you've never really experienced
Right.
depression. You don't think you've definitely
Just
experienced
usually on football Saturdays.
anxiety.
Yeah,
right.
I'm about the
Depressed.
same way.
Depressed.
Like-
Yes.
So you feel like you're not qualified to talk about it because you've never clinically experienced this. But then, when I reminded you, the times that you're stressed out about business things or, just anything. And it goes back to you are not special. That is a normal experience for men, but they don't want to talk about it. So I think that's why to circle it back, there's a lot of things that you can do for stress relief or for reflection that doesn't require necessarily talking to a therapist if that's something that you would be uncomfortable with. But like, that's why exercising, finding that stress relief can be such an important part. Eating healthy, just so you feel better. Like if you're feeling bad about yourself because of some external pressure in your life, when you go home and you continue to perpetuate that by drinking alcohol, that's what my dad used for his coping. He was definitely an alcoholic. So like, that's how he coped, but that's not making you feel better. So it's like, how can you balance that stress instead of continuing to just pile it on and pile it on and pile it on? Sometimes people don't think that exercise and eating healthy is going to benefit that, but it probably does more than it does the physical.
Just look at what Mark went through with his wife.
Yes.
Right. Like,
yeah.
And his story of if he wasn't in a better place physically, mentally from working out for the past year, eating healthy, losing 100 pounds,
Gaining confidence in his ability to tackle hard things. And,
yeah, he didn't know where he would be. Like he wouldn't have been mentally and physically strong enough to do those things for her that she needed in, her last couple months. So just being ready for that. But
also beautiful for her to like see like him that way too. Like, man, that's always so really just awesome inside at the same time.
Right.
Shout out to Mark Onwa, but like, yeah, you never know. Now, like you see videos like Disneyland with his daughter and stuff, like they're just living it up. And if you're a bigger person, it's not always great to go on a bunch of roller coasters and stuff. And just the small things, it ruins your way of life. So.
Like you really just never know what's going to happen. And so the importance of putting yourself in a position to be able to handle things as they come and have, maybe you do have all these external pressures, but then that last straw could be something with your health. It might not be that external pressure. It could be the internal pressure. So if we can make ourselves the best, able to handle it, it's all connected. Getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, eating healthy food, moving your body, like all of those things, you're stacking on the other end of that scale with that stressful part. And the more you can balance that out, it just does make you better equipped to handle that.
Gives you that confidence too.
Yes,
So when you do get
100%.
stressed, like you feel healthy, you're like, all right,
You have the confidence to, like, have conversations with people. It might make you better at your job because you can have those hard conversations because you're not worried about how they're perceiving you. When you're unhealthy, there's that fear of being perceived, just in the world.
as lazy and
right.
stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
yep.
this person's gonna have a bad assumption.
Oh, I'm not going to listen to what they can't. They don't even have their life together.
And when you feel better about yourself,
yeah,
then you're just naturally going to be more confident
Mhm.
out there instead of that's always kind of weighing on your mind. And it's never too late to start.
No.
Right? So Father's Day today, get out, take your kids out on a walk or something, or go do something.
How old
fun.
was Mark when he started?
Well,
mid-30s.
in his 30s.
Mid,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, even
His
then,
30s, right.
mid 30s, a lot of people aren't thinking if they're, I don't know how much he weighed, but heavy to
330
go on
pounds.
330
Yeah.
to 6-pack.
Right.
At 35.
I know.
And he
Yeah.
did it in like a year.
A year and a half.
A year and a half.
Whatever. So
Hard work, but you can do it if you want.
it is. Yes, you can do it.
All right, we're going to throw it to break. We got one quick segment coming up, so stay with us. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures. You've heard the phrase, bigger is better. Hello, this is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. As applied to family law firms, this phrase can be misleading. Yes, it's true that more resources, proven processes, a wealth of shared experience and expertise, these are all good things. But it's also true that being local has its advantages for a law firm. Familiarity with judges, with local experts, opposing counsel, even the local rules and practices. So if you're a guy confronting a family law matter, you should be thinking right now, I need all the above. I need big and local. In that case, call Cordell & Cordell, a national law firm comprised of local offices with local attorneys who practice in local courts. Remember, for over 35 years, we've been the partner that you can count on.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys. 402-858-3220. CordellCordell.com. 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Be at the 32nd Annual Testicle Festival for live music and, of course, balls. It's at Round the Bend Steakhouse in Ashland, June 14th from 11 to 10. Take I-80 exit 426, roundthebendsteakhouse.com.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars.
Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Play ball! Ready for summer fun and ballpark vibes? Bring your pack to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. From May through August, the Lincoln Salt Dogs will be playing and the park will be popping with all the food, drinks, and fun you need for the perfect night out. Grab your friends, family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing your family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Bros Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text the word HOME to 402-534-1919. That's HOME to 402-534-1919.
Husker fans, the 2025 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $185. This plan includes tickets to Michigan or USC, plus Akron or Houston Christian, and either Michigan State, Northwestern, or Iowa. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back. Final segment here of Fitness Fanatics. Hour number 2 was sponsored by Modern Woodmen of America. Founded in 1883, Modern Woodmen offers financial services and member benefits to individuals and families throughout the U.S. For more information, call Sean Erickson at 402-483-6515. Modern Woodmen of America, touching lives, securing futures. So big shout out to them. We appreciate their support. Sean's over in Europe, so I highly doubt he's listening live to this episode.
Probably not.
But we need to get that in there. I apologize. I forgot. I was so excited about whatever at the top of the hour.
Story, talking about his story and then your story. I know. That's why I said I'll allow it today.
I get a little more leeway, so we appreciate that. Appreciate
Happy
guys.
Father's Day to you.
Oh,
This is my gift to you.
I appreciate that. So thanks for listening today. Any final words? I know we only probably have about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Anything? Or do you want me to?
No, just, for men, we'll link it back to the mental health. If you're struggling, get help. Talk to somebody about it. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, we want to be the best that we can be in everything that we do. And sometimes, think about players. That's why there's coaches on teams and stuff like that, because they need help. They need someone telling them what to do. So
that's why there's psychologists on teams.
Yeah.
Like one of our members' husband is the mental health coach for the football team.
So see if it's good enough for Patrick Mahomes. It's good enough for
Patrick Mahomes.
I know.
Sorry, Jeff, before we get out of here,
Bring
give me the biggest lesson you learned as a dad.
The biggest lesson I learned as a dad.
That's a Pete question. He's always throwing those questions out like, oof.
No, I just think like I said, the what I wanted to do as a dad for my kids was be a good role model, show them how to be a good dad, be a good husband. I wanted to give them things that maybe I didn't get when I was a kid, and have them be better off than I was. And I kind of look at our kids now, and our daughter, she's in so much better shape financially than Nicole and I were when we were out on our own, bouncing checks for getting Casey's pizza and hoping it would clear. And we were never taught. I was never taught that stuff.
No.
Yeah, that's hard to do as a kid if you're not.
Right. So where Katie's, she's been living at home for 4 years, and we always talk to her about money and budgeting and saving and just don't be stupid and blow it like we did. And, when we were her age, and Ben's going to Nebraska. I mean, that's pretty cool too. So that was kind of what I wanted to do. And, but you're never done being a dad, right? You're never done being a father. So, because when my kids have kids, then I can impose my wisdom on them too. And they could be like, I don't care what you did when you were, but anyway.
That's so true.
Well, Bill and Bennett, Texas said, great show today. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you guys. Next Sunday, hopefully we'll have our $1,000 winner in studio with us as we wrap up our spring 10-week challenge. Have a great day. Call your dad, text your dad, do something fun today with the kids. We'll see you next week.